Welcome back to We're Not Really Here. I'm Natalie Pike and I am joined on the sofas today by Shaun and Joleon Lescott. So that is half time in our game against Leicester City today. And it's 0-0 so far. But a game that City have pretty much dominated. About 63% of the possession there. Leicester yet to have any shots. So no shots on target, no shots off target yet for Leicester. Whereas we're looking at 6 shots that we've had so far. But of course, haven't yet converted that elusive goal. But plenty of chances, so we're going to have a little chat through about that first half now before we go on to read some of your tweets, share some of your Aguero moments and take another look at that mystery blue. But first of all, over to the gents. So Shaun, what did you make of that first half?
Well, typical of what normally happens when you come back from international break, finding that rhythm. Also, we've got a couple round pegs and square holes, and what I mean by that, we know we've got Jesus and Aguero up top. And Pep likes to play 3 up top, 1 main striker and 2 wide players. So sometimes Jesus is having to go out, drift out wide, which means that Rodri will be the player that will go up alongside Kevin De Bruyne, because he likes to have sort of two number 10s. So we're not really fluid in our game, in our pattern, in our rhythm, and hence why we're not creating as many opportunities as we normally do.
Joleon, what did you make of the first half so far?
Yeah, similar. Again, controlled the tempo and the pace of it all. Had possession, like you said. Just a number of chances, possibly. I know we've had, 6 shots, and on average that would be good enough for most teams, but we're a little bit greedy here. We expect more. And just a few more clear-cut chances, to be honest. I think the one from Mahrez is the one that stands out as the clear-cut one for me. Obviously, disallowed goal, but we can't expect us to score every half all the time. Again, it's not important how many goals we score. It's just that we win the game.
Yes, you mentioned disallowed goals. So that came in the 5th minute. So it was an explosive start there for City with the goal from Fernandinho, who takes a shot from about, I want to say 20, 18, 20?
About 25?
Yeah, I'd say 24, 25 yards. Yeah, I mean, it's a clean strike. The ball actually, as it's going to him, it sort of has a bit of a bubble. It wasn't rolling smoothly. So his technique had to be spot on. It is a brilliant strike, a clean strike. Aguero being where strikers are, somewhere in around knowing where to be, happens to be in the wrong position at this time, which blinds Schmeichel, affects him having to save the ball. But, that was a decent chance. But I think Fernandinho's strike was
clean. I think he's
good.
done that against Man United early in the season as well. He had a similar position. Again, technique, you can't question his technique. And like Shaun said there, Sergio's where he normally is, in the middle of the goals. And early in his career, that would have been allowed due to the kind of rulings of the game. But now, obviously, he's rightly ruled offside. Schmeichel wasn't able to dive as early as he would have liked because he was in his eye line.
So if you haven't quite seen that yet, Sergio is standing with his back to the keeper, moving away from the keeper. Fernandinho is well onside, but he is kind of blocking the view. Well, he is blocking the view.
Kind of.
He is, isn't he? We talked about it in the studio. We were like, begrudgingly that was blocking the view of the keeper. There was a couple more chances. So in about the 23rd minute, Kevin De Bruyne had a free kick that we were laughing about, Shaun, because I love your description of the new man on the floor thing.
Yeah, the draft excluder. Yeah, he's, we're starting to see this a lot more because a season or two ago, Kevin De Bruyne was one of those that the Wolves were always told to jump, and then he started putting 1 or 2 free kicks under the wall and scoring. So this is where managers are looking at everything. So, we had a little bit of a chat about that, but he's had this strike. He has such great technique to be able to get the ball up and down. It hits the post. The keeper's in the right area, but it just shows you that how the quality that De Bruyne has. He worked the keeper.
Yeah, it was a cracking free kick, wasn't it, Joleon? But just it hit the bar just inches, just small margins, and that goes in.
Yeah, definitely amazing technique. Again, no surprises with it. Just unfortunately, it didn't drop in the goal. It would have been one of the top goals of the season, definitely, because that technique is very hard to execute, and he manages to do that.
And then a little bit later on, you mentioned already, Riyad Mahrez had a great chance as well, continuing his insane form this season.
Yeah, again, it's he's in there, and you've seen Sergio trying to fight him to kind of get there at the same time, but rightly so, he leaves it for Mahrez being on his left foot. The stronger, dominant player in that position would be him. And I guess nothing you say that with someone in front of goal, in front of Sergio, but it made sense and a good save. You got to give credit to Schmeichel in that sense. He read it. He stood long enough to make the save, and unfortunately, the rebounds didn't fall to Sergio.
So looking into the... Sorry, Shaun.
Yeah, I was going to say, with that opportunity, he's absolutely right. Our strikers will be like, that's my ball, that's my chance, my chance. But he's right. He has to leave it to Mahrez to take it. I think if the ball is on his left, another foot out wider, the defender, if you look at, when we saw the pictures, it looked like it would have hit the defender, but strikers know that sometimes you can also use a player and actually guide it through the feet, knowing that they're going for the block. So I think if the ball was another, yard on his left, his body shape would have been perfect to be able to disguise, like really bending it and going through the defender's legs and putting it in the corner. So it was unfortunate. When he touched it, he didn't touch it wide enough to really open his body up. But yeah, I would have been the same, fighting. All right, Mahrez, with your quality in your left foot, okay, it suits you.
And I love Riyad Mahrez. Everyone knows I love Riyad Mahrez. Shout out to Algeria. We love you. You love him. We love you. But looking on to the second half there, Joleon, what do you think? More of the same? Of course, we do have loads of options on the bench.
I think it'll be more of the same in terms of the control element. Probably a change, not at half-time. You may see one of Rodri or Fernandinho, Rodri possibly due to him playing international games, and a more attacking-minded midfielder coming on. And strangely enough, he may take off a striker to kind of create more scenarios for them to have more space, because it's not often you see two strikers playing together nowadays. And as I said, I don't know if it suits the style that we have and have created over the past years. But again, I'm not arguing with Pep.
Are you sticking with your 3-1 prediction from earlier, or would you like an opportunity to revise it?
1-0. I'll take 1-0.
You know what? I did. The beginning, I did say 2-1. Then I said 3-1. And because the international is coming back, finding that rhythm, and if you're giving me that olive branch, I'm going to take a 2-1 now. I'll take a 2-1.
I'll take a 1-0, man.
I'm going 2-0 now. I don't think they're going to score. I don't think
they're going to score. That's why I said 1-0.
Yeah. Hold on, wait there. I'm saying 2-0. I don't think they're going to score.
Well, I hope one of you two are definitely right.
Right. So the second half will be starting again soon, but let's take a little look. You've been sending in absolutely loads of social media messages to us. I love it. I love it when you send us your pictures in. This is a brilliant one to start with. This is Big Pete. Peter Sams has said, feed the goat and he will score. City till I die. Main Road King legend. And he's put a picture of a Shaun Goater shirt. Goater 10. He's got Goater on the back of his shirt. Yeah.
Jonesy, no.
So big shout out there to Big Pete. Also, Mr. Rennie, MCFC Yankees has put his best Sergio Aguero moment is catching him napping. Yep, he's called Sergio Aguero, and it's a picture of his dog having a nap. My dog's also called Sergio Aguero. Excellent dog name. Torbay Blue said, come on City, and he's put a picture of him. I'm loving this. His shirt, his mask, all branded Puma and City. Excellent work there, Torbay Blue. You got the memo. Greg Iwinski has said, had to rewatch the QPR goal this morning. Sergio is a living legend. Oh, I'm loving this picture. So we've got Greg and somebody with Greg. Greg's got 93 on his shirt. The person next to him's got 20. Greg's got Aguero, and the person next to him's got so love that. Excellent work, Greg and companion. And then we've got Brian, who has said, no better way to spend my knee replacement recovery, icing sessions, than watching City. And he's there. I can see them with his ice box and his ice and his scarf around. Brian, get well soon. We hope you're okay. You and Sergio, Brian? Right. And then we've got loads of memories of Sergio. Oh, I don't know if I should read these out. Okay, we've got Peter James Mitchell says, thank you. Oh, no, stop it. I don't know why he's going. All I know is that I'm heartbroken. Sergio is leaving. He did so much for our club. T Respeto Sergio, which I think is probably Spanish. Yes, Peter, we feel the same. The Fireball Citizen says, my favourite Aguero moment has to be the hat-trick and the Worldie versus Chelsea. What a game that was. He dominated. Tyler Wilmot says the hat-trick against Bayern Munich. Ian says, my favourite favourite Aguero moment was the hat-trick versus Chelsea, and that's 6-0, and he's put fire, fire, fire. Love those emojis. Now, Pam Reddy has said, my sister and I were at the Etihad in our Pacamax, looking very not glamorous. I think they sound glamorous, Pam. Sergio came across to near where we were as we were in a corner. One of the grandchildren shouted, Sergio. He smiled, and I'm sure he was laughing at the sight of us in our Rain Mac Pacamax. Love it, Pam. I'm sure he loved your Pacamax. Tino Chatino said the hat-trick against Bayern Munich in the 3-2 win. Yes. And Clara Seuss says so many excellent Aguero goals to choose from. Beside that goal, it has to be Aguero's in the 2013 derby at Old Trafford. Thanks for the 10 years of memories, Sergio. And then the crying eyes emoji, which has been my face all week long. Loving reading your memories. Keep sending them in. Use the hashtag WNRH. Tell us your favourite Sergio moment. Right, we're moving on to the mystery blue. Now, we've got loads of guesses coming in, and there is a variety of guesses today. So, producer Tom, you are definitely doing a better job of stumping us of late. Right, let's take another look at this mystery blue. And I'm going to try and get a nice close-up because I don't know who it is yet. So, let's have a look. I'm looking for clues. I'm getting really close to our screen. Right. Oh, is that a captain's armband? Hold on a minute. Is that a captain's armband? If that's a captain's armband, then that's Kit Simon's. That's me.
I was looking for the boots. I was looking for the boots, you see.
What were you looking for?
Well, what brand they were.
Ooh, Shaun's going for the details. And you can see us, we were both getting back in our seats there. So have the deets given you any clues?
No.
Joleon, you were just cool. You stayed sat down.
Yeah, that's way before my time.
Joleon ain't even trying.
I said no. Quit about Kit Simons makes sense now. That makes sense because that's how back in Shaun's era, I used to wear armbands with just like tape. Didn't have no captains. It was just strapping. It was just a strapping right there.
That's in my era. We played against each other, you know.
Yeah, but I was 9.
I was 19
years older than me.
Lovely. So if you know who that is, we do have some guesses. Right. I told you they were the best guesses to have on the show today to cheer us all up, didn't I? So we've got some guesses, lots of variety. So the Bertiful South, excellent name, says Steve Lomas. I like that. That's a shout. That's a shout. Yeah, definitely one from that era. Chris Atkinson says, I think it's Quinn. So he's going with Joleon. And then Dougie MCFC said Juve Rossa.
Go on, Dougie.
He's going with Shaun. Son. And then Clara says, I originally thought Kit Simons. Whoa, going with me. But now I think it's Keith Curl or Juve Rossa.
It's not Keith Curl.
No.
Nah.
Ruling that out.
Mizuno.
So the brands do help.
Yes, they do.
The detail.
Okay.
So before his time, remember?
Yeah. He was my captain at Wolves. Has to clean his boots.
Right. The teams are out. We're going to keep talking about this. Joleon, you cleaned Keith Curl's boots. Right.
Wolves, yeah.
We're going to hear more about that, but the teams are out. So you guys are going to want to go and put the game back on or listen to the commentary on the City app anywhere in the world with Ali Mann. We're back here at full time. Hopefully we're talking about another 3 points.